Hello, this is Mrs. Rutan, and I'd like to do a little intro video if you are logging on virtually or unable to attend class due to absences or quarantine. So this is Literature and Composition 2. This is kind of the equivalent or on par with classes like your senior level English or English 4. This is also a really important class if you are trying to take AP Literature. And so what we want to do today is talk a little bit about the syllabus, talk a little bit about the first project I want you to do to help me get to know you and help you get familiar with our first unit's concepts, and hopefully you get a better understanding of what Lit and Comp 2 is all about. So this video is going to go through the slideshow that will be posted on Google Classroom. Basically, I'll talk a little bit about who I am as a teacher, what I like kids to do when they're in my classroom. You'll get a little bit of a feel of how I operate, and then obviously we'll talk syllabus, and we will also talk about the Beliefs and Dreams intro project. So when you are in my classroom, I work bell to bell. I'm a big believer of every minute of our 81-minute block is purposeful. Wednesday we have a shorter class period, but ultimately I want to make sure that you're able to productively work from the start of the class to finish. Today we will have an opening activity, and we always have opening activities to kind of start the day, to get you thinking about the concepts. And so if you were here or if you are at home, use a scrap sheet of paper or use notebook paper. You could also do a Google Doc, but what are some things that help define who you are? Interests, hobbies, favorites, goals and dreams for the future. Do you work? Do you participate in extracurriculars? That could be sports, but also things maybe outside of school, 4-H. Do you want to tell me a little bit about family and friends? So hopefully you can answer some of these questions, and this will help you with several different writings that we'll do throughout the semester, and obviously the intro project. So like I said, I work bell to bell. I always have an opening activity, and usually it's just kind of an energizer or to get you into the mindset of today's lesson. So I also will always have an agenda posted in my Google slideshow. It will talk about the goals and objectives. It will talk about the warm-up, talk about kind of the big things we'll do as a group, activities, as well as due dates. So as you can see, you'll have a syllabus signature that will be due Friday on the 21st. And then your Beliefs and Dreams presentation will take place on Monday the 24th. So once again, we're still operating in a pandemic world. You guys are familiar with a lot of these different things, but these are kind of the big procedure things. We want to make sure people are healthy, so make sure you practice good hygiene with sanitizing, social distancing, things like that. Be conscientious of people who are in and out, or, just trying to navigate through education right now is still different. The biggest thing we've noticed this year, as opposed to last year in hybrid, is we want to make sure we're not ghosting or not communicating with teachers. And we'll talk about this with a lesson on netiquette. And then this is a procedure thing that's not pandemic. It's just my procedure, which is we got to make sure we turn off our cell phones when we're in the classroom so that we're able to really focus in and pay attention to what's going on. So a little bit about me. Once again, I am Mrs. Rutan. I teach English at Harper Creek. I've taught here for over 10 years. This is my second time teaching Lit and Comp 2. I am the AP Lit teacher. I've also taught English 4 every year I've been here. I'm also teaching Lit and Comp 1. I've done creative writing. I'm also a lead teacher for support. So I'm a family person. I'm a homebody. This is my husband and my kiddos. I got 3 children, ages 7. She will be 6, and then my youngest is going to be 2 in June. I love cats. So this is Gatsby, which will be hopefully more funny as we read our first literature book. I'm a Western grad. I got my graduate degree from MSU. I do love the fall. I love traveling. My sister lives in Alaska. My brother lives in Montana, so a lot of mountain territory. I'm a dog lover too. This is our dog Edgar, who passed away this fall. But I love talking about my pets, and I'm also in the midst of a home renovation that's almost done. So I should have a fully functioning kitchen, hopefully, in the next week or two as you guys get to know me. So as you think about who you are, think about what do you believe. So I believe in family. I believe in pets. Think about your dreams or your goals. So my dreams and goals are to travel more to visit my siblings in their mountainous states. And my dream is also to, have a really nice house with a fully functioning kitchen. keep those beliefs and dreams in mind, but today, what are the skills and the goals that I want you to get out of this class? This is what we call your senior level English, and these are some of the big concepts. I do want to focus on pre-AP. My hope is that if you're in this class, you want to take AP your senior year or maybe your junior year, depending on what grade level you are in. And so we'll talk about, college and university learning, which is what AP is connected to. That's College Board. So we'll talk about some of the skills and things that you need, strategies, toolbox of writing techniques that will help you so you are a strong writer for the college setting. We will also talk about being creative, because creativity helps produce better papers. It helps produce better thinking. It helps produce better conversations. We'll talk about voice. What is your writing voice in your voice when it comes to writing a paper or reflecting on the literature? Hopefully you get an appreciation for literature, but you're also challenged by some of the literature we read. I hope you're enlightened by some of the text that we'll go through. We'll look at diverse text and a diversity of authors, and we'll focus also on the community and a community of literacy. So hopefully you think about some of these words and keep these in mind as we start the semester. So the syllabus is going to be linked here. It will also be posted on Google Classroom. I'm not going to read through this directly in the video, but you should read it. It has our Google Classroom code, it has a remind code, and it also has important policies and procedures. I would like you to read this and also read it for voice. So I tried to write this in a little bit more of a creative fashion than just a traditional boring syllabus. So you'll see I play with voice with like italics and bolding and word choice. It goes over class materials, expectations. Here's an important grading procedure where a 70-30% weighted score. It also will talk about, I don't do late work right now because we are in the midst of a pandemic and attendance is kind of wonky. But I do an extra credit opportunity when it comes to turning in your work in on time. Cell phones irritate, so you can read my little teacher rant. This is important information for your parents, but we will be watching some films that have rated R for some of the depictions of like violence. So if you could make sure that your parent is okay with that, that will be part of the syllabus in a minute. These are the tentative unit ideas that I have for our semester. This is my only second time teaching this class, so we'll kind of see how things go, but we will be starting with foundations of writing and voice. We will be doing the Great Gatsby, and we'll be writing what's called a This I Believe personal essay. You'll take notes on some of the voice techniques I use, like bold, italics, word choice. And then finally, you have my contact information, and then please sign here and here. Please have your parent initial that they're okay with that rated R stuff. It's about being transparent and making sure that there are no concerns about what you will be watching in class. If you have any extra information down here. So if you can fill this out and bring it to me in person, that'd be wonderful. If you can't, you could also look at making a copy of this and filling it out digitally and then sharing it with me. So that's the syllabus. We're going to start with the Great Gatsby, this guy right here, and we're going to focus on the big themes of dreams and beliefs. So hopefully that gives you a sense of what the class is. So now let's talk about the actual assignments that we're going to be doing. We have 2 assignments. Your syllabus will be due on Friday, please. And then your Beliefs and Dreams intro project will take place on Monday. You will present, but that is going to be the focal point for the rest of this week. Lots of workshop time. Workshop time is the opportunity for you to bring your technology in class and to work on what you need to work on. So the Beliefs and Dreams intro project is an opportunity for you to reflect on who you are, how do you introduce yourself and your belief system, what are some of your dreams and goals, and ultimately can you do it in a good presentation format. This is very much connected to Gatsby and the This I Believe essay. Gatsby has a very distinct belief system. The 1920s had a set of belief systems, and then the This I Believe essay, you'll talk in written form about what you believe and why. So when you organize this presentation, You want to make sure that you have a good starting point, an intro. We're going to call it an interview-worthy introduction, where you kind of share the who, what, where, when, the basic information about yourself. Then the middle of the presentation traditionally is your beliefs, and you talk about what are your beliefs. They should be positive. They shouldn't infringe on anybody else's beliefs, and they don't have to be like, I believe in courage. It could be something more tangible. Like, for instance, in my example, say I believe in scrapbooking. They should have story and narrative. And then finally, you need to express your dreams. What do you hope for? You could do short-term goals or dreams, like what do you hope for this semester? You could talk about, after graduation into adulthood. But you will be sharing out these 3 pieces. You'll make an interesting presentation. Today, like I said in class, we'll do syllabus, and I'll be introducing this briefly in class because we're on a shortened schedule for Wednesday. Day 2, which would be your Thursday full block, you guys will look at a teacher example and you'll do some mentor text reading. And then Friday, that will be a final day of workshop, and then what will happen is you should start thinking about how you want to present, and then Monday, January 24th, you will present. So hopefully that gave you guys some ideas about the project itself with the description. So I'm going to go back to the main slideshow here, and ultimately you got to make some type of visual. Most kids will go slideshow, almost 90% will, but you don't have to. So I want to show you a couple other visual ideas. So you could do something that's more like a collage. You have to make sure that it is presentable to the class. So you can't just hold a poster in front of class because that's hard for all of the audience to see. But you could make collages and take pictures and share that. Some kids will do what we call sketch notes, which we will explore in the class, where you're basically mixing pictures and text together. Some kids really like Canva, which is a poster maker, or making like a Google Drawings and kind of doing a series of drawings, or digital poster making to share out their beliefs and dreams. Some kids will do it as a video, which you can do as a video. Not many kids do this because I think they're kind of intimidated by it, but you can definitely do a vlog or a video. And then finally, like I said, most kids are going to go slideshow. So today the goal is to kind of brainstorm and think out, what do you believe? What are your goals and dreams? What are your hopes and ideas for the future? Who are you, and how can you share that with the class? Once again, I highly recommend that you go back to this handout right here, and you could kind of answer these questions in a notebook. You could definitely outline some ideas here on the page. And really today, Wednesday, we'll probably just introduce this and just come up with some concepts and ideas. Thursday, we'll look at the sample and we'll go over what you actually have to produce. So this is going to be the end of my video, but what I will tell you is if you want to see my sample, I will also post my sample as a screencast video. It is also located right here on the bottom of your document. So here's my beliefs and dreams presentation. But in another video, you can watch that sample presentation. Hopefully that answers day 1, syllabus, new project, and I'm excited to meet you guys and start Lit in Comp 2. Take care.